Hey, and good morning to everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It is 6 a.m. bright and early here in Connecticut on the East Coast. As you guys can see, the sun's already up. I was going to wait. I was in the middle of packing and working out here, and I was going to wait a little while, a couple hours to make my video, but I just can't miss. I miss you guys. I can't go without making a video. I want to talk about something very serious. In the last week, I think at least... Matt Getz, Sidney Powell, Michael Flynn, and a whole variety of far right Trumpers on TikTok have been espousing violence, talks of coup and a civil war and all this stuff. I just came across this piece that our president, our president, Joe Biden, gave at Arlington National Cemetery, where he talked about democracy being in peril. You know, and this is no joke. This is, I mean, we all laugh and kid around about. I'm going to get to one of the theories in a second, but we all, we laugh and kid around because some of this stuff is just so bizarre, so truly bizarre. There's another new date where Trump is going to supposedly supposed to be reinstated. I'm going to talk about that in a second. You know, when we kid around, because this to most rational, patriotic Americans, both Republican and Democrat, this stuff is just truly bizarre and scary. We like to laugh at it, but all right. So I talked in the other video about what Sidney Powell said about Trump being reinstated. I believe I'm gonna have all the links down below. I believe August 15th is their new date. Sidney Powell talks about how Biden will be removed from the White House. She's serious. She has told these people this. You know, we want to laugh at this and make jokes, but to these people, I hate to say this, but to millions of people, of Americans, this is true. This is the truth to them. That Joe Biden will be removed from the White House. She said that to Cheers, and then Trump will be reinstated on August 15th. This is no joke. They're saying this. They believe this. I'm going to get to more in a second. Why this we have to take this seriously. On TikTok, I know TikTok. I loathe TikTok. It's a lot of violence and rhetoric and insecure guys and insecure women but anyway, there's a lot of far right videos. I came across this one with the letter, the alphabet, and this guy calls himself and his group. It's spelled QCOO, Cuckoos, Cuckoos. But yeah, that's what he seriously calls his group. And this guy, I rewatched this video several times, and he's serious. This guy's talking about on July 4th, Biden's going to give a speech. Saying this seriously. Biden's going to give a speech, but it's going to be a hologram of Joe Biden. And the hologram will slowly fade to reveal their master. Swear on the Bible. This guy said this in all seriousness. And that just put chills down my spine. I just had all these pictures of Revelation 666 and all that stuff. That the hologram will fade from Joe Biden to their master, and he'll give instructions for the coup. We could laugh at that, right? But in reality, what's going on? We have Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'll put the link down to this down below. Just in the last couple of days, she says basically they're not even hiding behind the pretense of being Republicans. She came out and said that the Republican Party's over. It is now the party of Trump. She just in the last day or two, she just came right out and just said that. The scary thing is that I think it's about 14 states, they're enacting these voter suppression laws. Now, the thing that bothers me is what gets the attention is the no giving water to people in line, and the hours or the drop boxes or early voting. And I really, to me personally, I think that's just a distraction. To me, the real scary thing, the real thing to be worried about is how these states are taking out their secretaries of state, even Republican secretaries of state, like Brad Raffensperger, and replacing them with solid Trumpers or with the Republican legislatures. So in 2022 and 2024, when votes are held, the idea here is that if a Democrat wins, this is the person or the body that's going to either agree that the votes count or they don't count. So if a Democrat wins, like we all saw Donald Trump trying to talk Brad Raffensperger into changing it, to saying he found some votes. And that's what's going to happen. That is what is already setting up to happen in 22 and 24. It's happening. They are replacing. They are systematically tearing down democracy. It's become obvious that this minority of Trump-supporting people truly believe that the country is theirs, and a Democrat winning can only win by cheating, and they need to take it back one way or the other, regardless if the majority of Americans want a Democratic president or whatever. That's not their America. They truly believe that this is their country, even though they are in the minority, and they're determined to take it back. That's really what is happening right now. With Trump starting his rallies now. Oh, and this, of course, I almost forgot about this. Now I've got about 10 links down below where a New York Times reporter has witnessed that Donald Trump is constantly talking about and watching the Arizona recount and planning on having them in other states. And he's truly talking about how he's going to be reinstated. That Donald Trump is now outright talking about how he's going to be reinstated in August. Now, in the Constitution legally, there's no way, no ifs, ands, or buts that this could ever happen. No possibility whatsoever. Mike Lindell, the pillow guy, is sure that he has enough evidence to bring to the Supreme Court in August that they will have no choice but to throw Joe Biden out of office. These people seriously believe this. The scary thing is, it's not just going to fade away. Trump is going on tour. He's bringing this. I hesitate to even call it crazy or crackpot now, because the threat is real. It's a real threat. I'm afraid that we're joking around because it's so insane and ridiculous to us, but these people take it seriously. And it's not just a few people. It's the minority, but we're talking millions of people. And Trump is going to take this on tour. And what do you think he's going to talk about at all these rallies, starting in June, starting this month, rallies across the United States? What do you think he's going to talk about? Is he going to talk about who he thinks should be reelected in 2022? That's the guise of the supposed purpose of his rallies, but we all know that's not what he's going to talk about. He is going to continue to push the big lie. This man, an ex-president, still tearing apart democracy, still pushing a lie. This is, never in my wildest imagination, in my 55 years of my life, did I ever think I would see something like this happening. So he's going to go on tour. June, July, August. Well, August he's supposed to be back in the White House, so I imagine he doesn't plan on being on tour right then. But he's going to go around and fire people up about this. I believe that there's a finite amount of people that believe this. I really don't believe at this point that people will be taken into this. I believe that it's a solid group of people that slowly might shrink a bit, but I just cannot. In my opinion, I don't see any way that there's a regular Republican or regular Democrat or Independent out there that's seeing this going on and is slowly being sucked into the Trump reality. It's possible, but I don't see how somebody could go backwards in their thinking and their logic, but anything is possible. One other thing I want to talk about, a boat rally in Florida, I believe. And they filmed it themselves. And these are 6-7-figure boats, yachts, big multi-tier yachts, fishing boats. Not the average, even the more wealthy people in this area don't own anything like that. So these aren't average people, average Americans, but the boats are covered in the usual regalia, the Trump regalia. And the person filming it is filming the person on the boat, the typical blonde Karen Trumper, chanting, "Who won? Trump won. Who won? Trump." This is just last weekend, just a couple days ago. And as I watched that, I don't know what I felt. It's a truly sad sight. I noticed too that it was a huge boat rally, but in reality, it was not that many boats. Part of me wants to say it's sad and it's pathetic. It reminds me of a 10-year-old losing like a Monopoly game and screaming, "No fair, no fair," and flipping the board. That's what comes to mind when I see that woman on the megaphone. Who won? Trump won. But I don't think we can afford to look at it that way anymore. It's not a joke. As insane and ridiculous and laughable as the majority of normal, logical, rational, patriotic Americans as we see it, it's become, and it's going to become, a real threat. One last thing, like I've told you guys before, I don't know a whole lot about the military. I leave that's Bo of the Fifth Column's wheelhouse. And I know that the military is trying to root out far-right extremism in the military. But I think the only thing that could make this happen is if there is small enclaves in the military that are secretly buying into this. I don't think they can make it happen, but I think maybe throughout the summer and the fall, it could be the source of really catastrophic events if any small groups of people in the military bought into this. This talk of coup and Michael Flynn. I could see Michael Flynn being held accountable legally for all of this, if and when, because down the road, people are going to take this seriously, and we all know how they love these people love their Second Amendment, and it just seems like the recipe for disaster, for some repeats of January, and I hope not. I pray to God not. But I don't think we can afford to really laugh at this anymore. It should be taken seriously. All right, I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a fantastic Wednesday.